Hello and welcome traders at this new Bitcoin technical overflow and fundamental analysis video. So we have summer trading approaching, which means you should be focusing more on swing trades and day trades and far less scalping. It's very likely Bitcoin will be range bound on local time frame and also on higher time frame. In today's video I want to show you what I see on Bitcoin from higher time frames, also what is Orderflow showing us. Orderflow data can change pretty rapidly, okay? So what I say here can change, and this is why you should be in our group and trade with us, so you get these updates fast. So, and I will be improving the videos I'm doing, because I will be showing you more TRDR. I think TRDR is the most underrated tool on the planet, while it should be one of the main tools you use, because you can literally predict the market before it moves. That's how powerful it is. So you will see that more in public YouTube videos. Also, after today's video, I will be doing in few days on-chain only video. Last time it was pretty popular. Traders liked it, so we will have a look on Bitcoin from on-chain data, because on-chain data are really good for these higher time frames. I want to show you. I'm also working on a swing course for our members. The traders who are with us for long duration of time will get free access, but anyone who will be entering this group is gonna pay standalone for this course. This course is gonna be life-changing for you, because it's gonna show you very simple strategies with 70-80% win rate, how you can implement it into your trading. In the end, swing trading I consider one of the easiest way of trading. So you don't get hundreds of percents of returns per year unless you trade crypto, but you still get these juicy 8, 10, 20% moves captured on Bitcoin. Yeah, so very useful. It should be finished in June, and then people will enjoy them. I do not doubt there will be over 20 videos just for this course. So let's have a look on Bitcoin. I prepared posts. First, we need to go over history, because I was not doing public video for a long time. I was working on the swing course and I was focusing on my trading and trading with art traders. So that's always priority for me while I'm active trader, because for me it's very likely last 1 or 2 years of active trading, like very active day trading, and then I will be moving to swing trading, because once you reach certain equity points, I don't see point you should be in the market every single day grinding 10 hours a day. No point. You need to start to enjoy life, you need to travel, and that's what I want to do. I want to travel more later on, but these next 2 years will be still really good. So let's have a look first. So I will not be going into like heavy details of what happened like previous weeks, but I want to mention you, we were trading in a group failed auction of the all-time highs. This is the all-time high here. I put simply preparation plan. This was only price action prediction, what I want to see from price when we were at the all-time highs. I wanted to see move to the downside first, then retest of the all-time highs, rejection, then changing market structure further. You also are losing local local range at the top, and then another structural break to the downside, and you start to feel this less volume push. So you move to the downside. So we've got the failed action. It was funny when I was writing it, it exactly played out as I wanted. And here's the prediction. It literally, we moved down on a heavy volume. Then anchor VWAP already started resisting. It's very key to measure your anchor VWAPs, which are leading impulse to the all-time high, to see if the volume which was pushing it to the all-time highs is getting trapped or not. Heavy rejections. So that was really cool. Not even power to retest the previous range market structures, and then we continued down. So I just want to tell you this, because in my previous videos, like 1 or 2 previous videos, I was looking for swing shorts on Bitcoin to hedge me into this summer. It was the main premise for me, and I got it. It doesn't matter I was stopped out 1-2 times. Actually my shorts made money, take profit 1 or take profit 2 at least, but I was my bias was we should see Bitcoin ranging in this summer. And why my bias was like this, I will be showing you statistical data. Bitcoin past 15 years is always in higher time frame range during summer. So why it should be different this time? No, you rely on statistics, okay? Plus you still have the macro. The closer we get into the middle of the summer, the more we get closer to we have the tariff deadlines, okay? So markets can be more nervous, you know, and we saw what happened last time when we had tariff, you know, pricing in and Bitcoin was crashing with equity. So you really just need to protect yourself with this head short. So all-time highs short is still running. Also, I was taking this on 2 accounts because I needed to hedge my spot portfolios as well. So I was taking profits on the way down. On the one of the accounts I have only 20% left. I will be waiting for another push to the upside to add, but another swing account still has 35% left, which is still plenty. It was also taking some nice profits. You don't just hold position and do nothing. You are actively managing it and you take profit. So all-time high swing failure pattern short was super easy to do. Yes. And now we will go. So this was first opportunity to go into short, yes, for you. I'm just telling you, yeah, because you will be making some decent money on short as well. So you've got second chance to go into short. Yes, we were preparing for market to, this was which day? So this is 27. This is 27 of, so it's Tuesday last week. I will be going into chart, so I just show you, so you are not lost and you exactly know what I'm talking about over here. So you could be in short from this area and just write it down. I will turn off market structures. You could be riding this whole move to the downside. So this was your last ticket to go into short. You also, and this was the technical preparation for that short. It was, by the time I was saying, at 110,835. We have 2-day composite naked point of control, which can help us to get swing failure pattern out of Monday high, and we will also close final inefficiency from last week decline, because last week there was heavy push to the downside. Look at that, almost no good volume traded. It was just one-way price action. Massive push to the upside. By the way, it was coming from, yeah, not point of control was here, but then you filled so many, here was many single prints. You filled like 80% of those single prints. Then you filled another node of this time you filled single prints fully. So this was another small rejection. But if you go here and you check, you also still had fair value gap. I don't use them as much, but I try to be aware of them, especially on higher time frames. But this was final inefficiency of the volume inefficiency, and then you literally got what I was planning for. You moved up here, you closed this, and then you move heavily down. A lot of selling pressure was happening on order books. So you've got the swing failure pattern invalidation out of this high, tight stop loss, 1% stop loss was all you needed, and then you've got the big flash to the downside. So nobody can't complain in our group. We had no shorts. This was beautiful day trade short, which become also swing. If you missed the all-time high, all-time high maybe it was harder for some people outside of our group, but this was another really good short there. So that's what I want to cover there. One of the main reasons we were seeing rejections from all-time highs. You can see this is really good template on TRDR. The sell side was stacking smaller spot orders. This is just spot orders, top levels on key exchanges, and you can see how they were like when we are at all-time highs. When we are approaching, yes, you were feeling some of the walls, but supply and demand is actually ruling everything. Nobody cares if you feel if you are trading trend line, Fibonacci, or order block or whatever. Supply and demand is absolutely everything what you need in your trading, and then you will do well. And you can see supply here, massive sellers in smaller walls were added on the spot, plus big protection of the walls higher. So heavy volume would be needed to push higher, and market literally exhausted itself. Like it spent all of the power before it had more power to push to, like this all-time high was already exhausting for buyers. Yes, a lot of energy was needed for that. And you can see when we are also trading in this range, we were actively trading that range at the top. You also had a thickening of the walls. So sell side was getting heavier and heavier. And look at the buyers, almost no buyers on spot market. So this initial dive down was happening without problem. You didn't need much volume to crash the market. So this was the short. You are still ranging, and then we've got this big continuation to the downside. So you see that's what matters there. What was that post? I was just reminding traders, because some people wanted to trade some swing longs or whatever. I was just reminding traders, it can take days or weeks for all-time high swing failure pattern trade to play out. Yes, so they don't close prematurely. This warning is important because sometimes people are too zoomed in and they forgot, about higher time frame. What is going on higher time frame? So 28th of last Wednesday, I was saying our traders, okay, so we are consolidating here. I don't plan much of trades there, but I was telling our traders the best reward ratio longs for this week start at 107k. Then we fix plenty of week lows. So this was initial area to look for longs. Okay, to out of week's VAC. We've got no reaction. I think maybe it's just scalp, and then we continued lower. So this was first area, and the second area was planned. And then 104 to 103k area, which is pretty strong, yes, over here. So this was the second area. And you can see where we stopped out. When I turn on the value areas, we stopped out around the point of control. So this area, failed, but you were then ready to engage with the market on another support area. So very, very good. And now we will go over weekend trading and yesterday, and then I will be moving to see what is happening on Bitcoin. Very easy trading conditions here. I don't think much, like it was super hard to lose money when you come to this region. I'll be showing you why. That's how you can predict market with TRDR. So I'm telling clearly traders, I usually don't trade weekends. For me, it's just time outside or just with family, friends. So it's Saturday, but I was home this time. I was working on other things, and I'm seeing and I'm telling our traders. So those walls are pretty fat. Those who trade weekend can enjoy some longs from this area, and then from walls if retested. If we get larger bounce, look up to 105. Okay, so we can see passive market participants on the buy side. This time this is perpetuals on Binance, the most important pair in the world. Hundreds, over 300 million added as fresh buyers here. You don't need to know if these people are spoofing or not, but they have immediate impact on the market. And it's also showing you area of interest. It's first time after these big declines past few days, we see such a change of character. So someone put a lot of money to stabilize the market or to get filled. And from that moment, we started pushing to the upside. So I'm recommending longs to our traders. You can also see it's not only perpetuals. Spot market, passive buyers are in sync with perpetuals. Very serious demand showing up. So we are seeing huge thresholds on spot getting hit. These thresholds, by the way, last time we hit when we were at 84,000 and then at lows of 77 or 74,000. So very similar threshold. So for me, it was very clear. And this is extremely important takeaway from this. When you use TRDR, you can literally predict with TRDR end of the trend. You can predict you will get range, so sideways conditions. And when you get this sideways condition, you can start getting position, and this time your bias will be on the long side. Yes, you also are getting bands, which is visual representation of these thresholds to make it easier for you. But again, it's showing you it's time for pause, and from that pause you can position yourself, and ideally you first trade the local range rotations, because for 2 days I think we were just ranging, and then you pushed higher to the upside, then you are getting more profit. This is the most efficient way. So this template literally was predicting it just based on statistics. Plus you were doing CME deviation to the downside. So after Friday close, this is just weekend retail traders trading and few whales, and they are trying to crash Bitcoin, but they are just failing. Plus we were hunting the hyper liquid whale liquidity. We can talk about him maybe later. He's just showing how retail traders are trading. So we can see buying side is here. We already got, I was telling our traders I'm looking for longs here. I also was taking long. You push to the upside, but then again market started curving down. A lot of sell side was also added in the order book. So I tell our traders, I think it's very likely we just stay in range. By the way, it's 80% chance Bitcoin stay in range during weekend. But even more so now, if you see also sell side is coming with these fresh walls on perpetuals. So some traders took also short. They were rotating this range. Now I was giving, so let's go here, we can look start scenarios. This was just small guidance. Price action is part of trading, okay? I'm not using, like, I'm not giving as many as this post because this is very basic, so people know that. But I was showing traders what we can expect once we arrive into this region, which was AMT support. Yes, because, you know, this is not random bounce out of here. You pretty much, you didn't have much like good range here. You spend only 1 or 2 days here, but this is you spend 11 days here. So of course people, some traders were trapped here, good volume was traded, so you look for nice support out of this range. And now summer conditions are in, yeah, you have less volume, so we were getting first bounce, exact bounce from the point of control, and then secondary high volume node was providing final support. That's why you mark your range, you mark your value area levels, and you also mark high volume nodes. First one, the main one, and the secondary one, which can be helping with the val. So support here was statistical from AMT, but also Orderflow, like TRDR, was so crucial. And I was also making it easier with this prediction. So yellow scenario was most likely, which means you will be looking for push to the upside, ideally into the 106k. I think today we picked above this, maybe even yesterday. We will have a look, but yeah, my minimum target from here was to look for 106k, maybe create larger range, okay, out of this. Secondary scenario, which didn't materialize yesterday on Monday, was to sweep the lows, to sweep the weekend and get a swing failure pattern and push to the upside. And these scenarios can still happen in the future, so look out for them. Yeah, when we come to the lows, look for this first. Then we've got another scenario. Below this low, we could do swing failure pattern. I think the bulls will try to do the final stand here when we come here, because if you lose this low, you will be cascading into the big major liquidity point. Yeah, you will try to take out this low and potentially fill first inefficiency. This is very juicy major liquidity because we've got huge open interest build up over here, so keep that in mind. This is really, like, you need to be really defensive if you start losing this area. And then the blue conditions, I mean the blue scenario activates, you will grab liquidity, and here once you grab the liquidity, your decision is coming. Do you see change of market structure? Do you see fair value distribution? You go sideways, you start to see range and change of structure to the upside for the reclaim. It's gonna be nice long here. If you see that, if you start continue, like if you don't stop here after liquidity grab, you go. Do you see much support here? No, which means you can literally go to revisit another previous range. Again, it was 9-day range, and then you will find support out of that range. So you need to be ready on these price action principles. Need to guide you with liquidity, how to approach this market. Okay, so these are more longer posts. I will return to this. We can scroll down. I just want to show you a few more posts, and then we go to analyze the market. So yellow scenario, this is helpline. We need to go to, I will be just scrolling down how it was developing. This weekend longs, you can see you want to aim at least for this first liquidity, but you see how market was ranging. As we said, a lot of selling pressure was keeping market, so you need to also take some profits. We can also see the volume is not great. Only 500 million traded on the buy side, sellers 500 millions to the sell side. That's why market is also more like very tight, because these volumes are not big. And you can see like buyers and sellers are stacking above 109k, like serious ones, and thus decent buyers starts to buy at 103k and below, which is giving you this nice box to trade for future range. And that's what we are getting this Monday and Tuesday. We are literally in this box still. Look at that buy side. Yeah, aggregated spot order books heavily supporting. This is crazy, you know, heavily supporting. This is why I said with high probability we will see range here market going sideways, because so many buyers, hundreds of millions, are ready to buy below. Yeah, you can see them over here. They are stacked, and sell side is far away. This is also a very special template I will be sharing with our traders soon, where you see only whale orders, like tens of millions on the buy side or sell side, and they are literally whales are trying to show you they want to get filled or they are affecting the market. So this double thickness is what you look for. Very, very simple. We use Tradinglite, but TRDR is making a lot of things easier. Very good analysis from a few of our traders who are taking short on the top of the range. So this is what I want to show you guys. You need to know that. So when you come to this point, there is still heavy risk. We can see from 19th of May, we've had tens of thousands of open interest increase on aggregated open interest. So from 263 we went to 295, so over 30,000 bitcoins is still leveraged in. Actually 285, so it's over 20k, so not bad. But many people were entering longs. So in the future, when we lose 102k, you need to be really careful because you can start seeing heavy declines on open interest. These people who are longing here will be trapped and you will be running 1, 2, 3 lows into the liquidity. So just be careful, very careful here. Yeah, you need to be short from higher, and you need to let Bitcoin fall if this is lost. And if bulls doesn't defend this for swing failure pattern, if these people who are mainly in longs don't defend their position, so that's what we need to be aware of. Yesterday, so this is New York session now. Yesterday, during New York session, I literally had only one trade. Now during summer, you get one or two good trades per day, unless we have some surprises in the market. If we don't have surprises, it's gonna be a bit boring. Many professionals are leaving; they are not even trading summer. So just be careful, because you know that saying, yeah, sell in May and go away. This is still valid. Like, summer is very choppy, not only on Bitcoin but also on equities. Last summer was exception on Bitcoin. We've got the Germany selling Bitcoin, and Mt. Gox was distributing billions of profit into two people. So that was causing extra volatility on Bitcoin. But this summer, I'm not sure. Tariffs will be accelerating market, yes. Still generally slower market conditions. So yesterday we were looking if we sweep the lows for the weekend swing failure pattern, but we've seen very large buying walls preventing move to the downside. So I was just adding mainly to the long. I added like 40% to my long for the push to the upside. You see equities were pushing down. It was very choppy, like to the upside, to the downside. And we've also identified the bullish CVD. So we are going sideways past few days, and the delta on the perpetuals and spot market is going down, and it's pretty significant. And Sailor was actually saying 2-3 days ago he's buying again. We can literally see him with this bullish CVD. So someone was absorbing market sellers, and that's why we resulted back to 106k this Asia session. Yeah, this is now London, but during Asia we pushed to the upside. This bull CVD is also playing out, so you can just push to the upside on the shorts, rebuying positions back and closing positions. And again, I was reminding, these thresholds here on the spot markets are very similar to what we had when we were at the below 85,000. Okay, so very strong thresholds. Knowing when to go into range, as I told you, is extremely crucial, because you will not be getting destroyed yourself in a downtrend, or fighting uptrend or fighting downtrend. Yes. This was the target box. Also, we might be looking for swing failure pattern. This actually happened during Asia, but I don't think maybe we've got swing failure pattern. I will check soon. Again, stabilization here happening. And then I went to sleep. So it was very simple day, not many posts. It's okay, you don't need to rush anything during summer. Okay, so I think I went over. Yeah, we pushed to the upside, but again, this was like final target. I have still got these scenarios. These highs, like to run all these highs together, it was final target for this. I mean, you don't need to close fully, but it was take profit and another take profit. For sure, I was taking nice profits as well, so it could be also in head short here. And now we should be looking, we can have a look on technical analysis now. Scenarios can go away, like general one, and then I will be doing Orderflow analysis mainly with TRDR. You can see 6 month VAG is still holding us a pretty crucial level, right? And you front run, this is still market structure. Yeah, let's go to technical analysis so you see market better. So let's go to market structure. At the end of the video, I also have some few goodies for you, so stay tuned for, we will have a look on what to do in summer, how is gonna be the volatility, and also I will be showing you one on-chain metric you can watch during summer. Let's go back. So critical market structures, it's not that hard for me. While you trade below this zone, I don't expect return back into all-time highs. If you see rejections, that's good for your swing shorts, and for this 110,000 short I was mentioning was also another short you wanted to have. While you trade below, you are literally calm and your shorts can have lower targets, okay, or we will be just raging. But you know, it's really good because this was extremely strong resistance in the past. We tried to flip it into support, this all-time high range, but we've lost it, and now we are doing further rejection. So yeah, you want to stay, if you are in short, you want to stay basically below that. Now we go to smaller time frame, on 50-minute time frame, and then you will see, actually 30-minute is better. To the upside, you can still watch another area, which is confluence with the AMT. So we've got 6-day val and more local market structure out of that area. If you start coming here, because we are trending, maybe we'll do another high low and then we get there, but this is another area you can look for trade if you get good reaction and order flow. And if you get acceptance above 8-day val, then you know what's gonna happen very likely. You will be rotating this range into 8-day point of control or potentially VAH, and then maybe high taken, maybe even new all-time high. So yeah, you need to be monitoring market. This is now playing out. If we lose the weekend low, we know weekend traders usually are taken out sooner or later, so we still will be looking in the future to do swing failure pattern from that low and then go into the val and potentially push. And if not, you will be looking for 102k swing failure pattern and do swing failure pattern. Yes. And if we lose this, I was showing you, yeah, so many people with leverage are in longs here. You need to let market fall and take out these lows, take out the liquidity. Medium time frame, 1 hour time frame, maybe even higher. Yes. So Bitcoin, to me, like from this perspective, Bitcoin is still consolidating in the with bullish, pretty bullish consolidation, because you are, this region you are flipping into support. This time, this first time was really great. So many supports from previous 3-month VAH. I have 2 pulls here. Each of them are important, but if you want to be the max bullish on Bitcoin on high time frames, you need to stay in this box. You need to trade about 101k. Okay, and even if we come here, we can do swing failure pattern here and then push back into the box. That's what you want to do. If you start losing this, you know the scenario here. We will be looking for the interaction with the point of controls, and then we decide if we go for full range rotation or it's gonna hold as support. Like this micro fractal which was happening here can again happen here from high volume node. Yes, this was going to be future area of interest. It's also inefficiency here, so yeah, mainly point of control is what you look for. Anchor VWAPs are also giving us clues, so all-time high shorts are still fine. They don't need to panic. The short from here also, we took profits here, but we are not closing fully because you still trade below all-time high anchor VWAP. Yeah, so this is still good. And for the future, you still you can have alert here and look for trade if you get really good reaction. This one was very clean. Yeah, and maybe same clean reaction will be happening. Now look at that, a lot of job is happening here. Over here, this is anchor VWAP, which is measuring all-time high. So from 94k up to 112,000. If you start trading below, if you start doing this push and then you start losing this, then it's gonna open the road for much deeper levels, because it's warning you the buyers are getting wrecked, and this is like buyers. Yeah, on contrary, if you want to see more upside, you want to see reclaim of this. Yeah, so you want to see, and you need to see new value build above, and then you push, you will go for this VWAP. So this is mainly bias tool. I don't take any action out of it, but I'm monitoring it. Very strong anchor VWAP in the future, where we can find day trades long. Is now sitting at 98,736, and it is measuring volume from 74,000 lows. So, and it was not retested, not a single time, not a single retest. Here it was just born, so it was first retest of the trend. So that was cool. But since that moment, we never got the retest, never. So it can potentially as a very strong support on a first touch. So do have a look there. Anything I say in this video is just education and entertainment. Remember that. Order blocks, we don't need to go over them. Extensions, what we've got there, because I was doing charting. This is 1-to-1. High, low, high, and then you are getting 1-to-1 extension over here at 100,000. Now this is going to be final target if we start taking out the weekend longs and these longs. So just watch for that. This one, no. We have balance zone as well, I think. Yes, we do. This is simple symmetry for the volume and for the balance zones. We were consolidating here for a significant amount of time. What Bitcoin did, and Bitcoin absolutely loves, is 1-to-1 extension out of these local ranges. So 1-to-1 extension reached, then you are getting into the pullback. Same to the downside, you move below, you don't find stability after liquidity grab, then this is going to be your target, 95,392, which is going to be aligning with this range. So symmetry is just beautiful. You don't need to stop at extension, of course, but it helps you with managing your trades. Like you can be, like I was taking profit, for example, here, yes, on the push out of this range, it reached targets, you know. And you know why it works? Because you are transacting certain volume in this range. So if you, on one side of the range was sellers, they lost the battle, so they will be rebuying positions with the new fresh buyers, FOMO into all-time highs, and this is gonna give 1-to-1 extension target to the upside. So this is just how market works. This works as any market, by the way. We are watching these Fibonacci's, high time frame here, medium time frame here, and local time frame here. We have closes, we don't need to go daily, weekly. We have new naked daily and new naked weekly. So future resistance is aligning here because we also have a weekly naked point of control. I'm just preparing you for all these summer potential trades. So we have T-POG here. Yes, this is composite because so let me do reset. Yes, this is 2 weeks point of control. So I need to actually, yeah. Reset, is this, oh no, is okay, so it's 1 week and also 2 weeks. That's good, even more powerful. So 108,000 just to add the highs. So very good confluence there in the future in this box. You can look for fresh trade in this box, for fresh day trade short, which can be beautiful. I think I put the trade area there for myself. Yes. Okay, so very interesting. If you trigger the trade or not, it's gonna be coming from Orderflow, not from like you know where you take the trade, but it's gonna come from Orderflow tools if you actually take the trade monthly. By the way, we've got the monthly close. Let's have a look how monthly closed. I think it was decent. Oh yes, definitely decent. So for Bitcoin again, even you've got the pullback from all-time highs because this summer is coming and nobody wants to just trade during summer and push Bitcoin as like too much right now. You still got the highest close ever for Bitcoin, so still really good candle. And while you trade about 102,362, Bitcoin is still looking very strong. And even if you come here and you feel this, you feel this region, which is fair value gap on monthly time frame, is still very healthy pullback, and you will be retesting this. Okay, but this time frame is crazy. This is not even for week trade. It's like for I don't know for who, but it's just fun to look at. But we do better analysis on small time frames. But it's still looking decent, like this close. Let's go back to 1 hour time frame. Naked box, we watch multiple to the upside and then much more to the downside. Composite ones, we don't have as many. These are points you need to be really careful and watch them, because you trap impulsive, like big impulse, you will trap and destroy. So a lot of forced selling is happening below these points. It's good to mark them, and not all the time you sweep them like fully. You can still do something like this. Yes, this was again huge inefficiency, but we found support because so many limit orders were added in the order books. Supply and demand again, and you can see that with crypto. What else we can have a look at? So we don't need this liquidity. Yeah, by the way, this is beautiful. I just kept it for the video. So you see how we went for the all-time high push. Yes, first liquidity now taken, but do you see where we stopped? Do you see how we stopped literally at the dollar? Yeah, major liquidity above the all-time high, which was building for a few months. So we stopped there. So this was high time frame, like very wide node, but this was the most pain was here. So we ended there. That's cool to see and observe. And that's why Tradingdifferent is an important tool for me. For our time frame, so this is your view from very high time frames. We can see this range we are tracking from 6th of November. And for all-time high short, and for this short, you also want to see, all what you want to see is to stay below 106,486. Like this is key level for swing traders to stay below. And you already got, like this today, we've got another rejection, so okay. You also had rejection here, so market is paying attention to that. You were then trying to flip it into support over here. This is the most bullish you can do. And again, if you start reclaiming this, you start building new value. You go for new, like you can go for new all-time highs pretty likely. You trade below, you trade new, like you're creating new value below. You open road further to the downside. This is AMT rules, and why? Because you open road for full range rotation or partial range rotation for very healthy market. Future support for us during summer, very likely during June, is going to be 6-month point of control and 6-month high volume node, like in here. Like potentially you come here, and if we start to see good stabilization with TRDR and a lot of orders, we can see another consolidation like here. This one took how much? 22 of April, 8 days, 14 days, almost like 13-14 days. So same thing can happen here, and then it's gonna be decision point. You do this or do this, you will have chance to be positioned both ways. That's why I love consolidations. Lose this high volume node, lose this point of control, lose these lows without swing failure pattern, and you aim to 6-month val. 6-month val, and there I'll be definitely ready to buy some cheap Bitcoin. Let me check from, because, yes. These are also more trade areas I have in the future. I'm not even sure when we revisit them, but I have limit orders on a spot market here to buy cheap Bitcoin. But I will also watch, so yeah, 6-month VAC here. So I will place another orders very likely here. So you see I'm spreading myself to buy cheap Bitcoin. I'm never buying into all-time highs. I'm actually selling some Bitcoin into all-time highs. I told our traders I distributed a bit on my spot, but I expect much larger prices long-term on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is now winning battle for the big, like it's the cheap money era is ending. You can see treasuries. I mean the yields on US debt is going up. So cheap money not good, and Bitcoin will be happy in such times where you have high inflation. So very likely you'll see big targets later on. So you want to buy some cheap Bitcoin, yeah. One more thing we can look at is anchor view-ups. I mean, yeah, anchor view-up from this we can do 1 hour time frame. This is also another tool for swing traders. So you basically have a yearly view-up, and then you have standard deviation 1 to 3 out of it derived, and this is fantastic to watch. If asset is not trending heavily, you spend 60% of time in the yellow zone. Once you start losing it, it's gonna warn you. It will be pushing to other boundaries. Is also extremely likely, I'm just giving you these small tips, it's extremely unlikely you spend a lot of time above the standard deviation 3, only like 5% and less of time you spend above. So oftentimes when you see the biggest push, the huge push on Bitcoin, you will do at least consolidation so you get back into the band. And this is much different than Bollinger Bands or other oscillators or indicators which are lagging, because anchor ups are not lagging, they are directly reflecting volume price. Yes. So yeah. Yeah, look at that. The market was like in 2024, we spent most of the time in the yellow area. Now, when we come here, I was telling our traders, it's pretty likely we might find resistance at this standard deviation 2. This is like we found resistance at the beginning of the year. By the way, first 2-3 months of the year, we don't watch this because you need to build volume, but it can already, like it can act as a good confluence, but the more time passes, the better it becomes. So it's resistance. I also see very like right here, while we hold above the, like we don't get acceptance into the yellow band, into the standard deviation 1, into the main band, Bitcoin can ride this to the upside, starts losing it, and you get acceptance into this, and then we will be targeting again yearly view up. This is again a future, you are building a lot of supports on the pullback anyway, so future support is now standing at 95,600 and is rising. Look at that, look at those retests, 1, 2, 4 retests, 4 very strong retests. Yeah, and if you don't hold here, you will be losing this region again. You come to 86,000, and we know we have 6-month val at 86. So you trade level by level. You trade what is in front of you, and you see how levels and tools are unlocking further upside or further downside with signs of weakness or signs of strength. It's that simple. So this is cool to watch. So from technical analysis, we are pretty much ready. I will be looking for really good shorts over here, which can become swings maybe in this area, and then this high in the future, and to the downside. As I was explaining you, I'm in longs from the weekend. I was adding 1-2 times, so I had 2 addings to my long, so my position is somewhere here now. And I'm also taking profits 1-2, like I was showing literally in the group, I was taking profits as we increase as well. I'm paying myself because I know in summer is more likely you will be round tripped. It's just more likely because market is more range bound. Yeah. And again, we are ready in case we go down. We can be looking for this trade area. Then when you sweep 1, 2, 3 lows, you grab the liquidity, and then you will find support here. That's one of the scenarios. Second scenario is swing failure pattern just out of this low, so you don't let open interest to be destroyed at first touch. You do this, and if you lose this area, then we go for much deeper pullback. You can see this is inefficiency, so you will be, the most difficult trades often happen when you are in the middle of the inefficiency. Yeah, because this is no support. Look at the impulse from volume perspective, very little support here. Okay, so and these people who get trapped here will be exiting into the low volume. So it's gonna be more difficult trade. Much easier supports are like below us. Yeah, we can see I also have trade areas ready. Yeah, 6-month point of control, 3-month point of control, many good things. But we are far away for now, so we don't need to go over that. Let's have a look on market now with TRDR, and then this is going to be it. I mean, I will do TRDR, and then we will do the few more posts I wanted, and that's it. So let's have a look on all kill templates. I'm telling you, if you want to change your trading, you need to use TRDR. Like I every single month I rely on this more and more, and it's absolutely killing it. Okay, so we've seen those buy bands. These bands were coming from spot market, from Coinbase. On Coinbase, you had 2 times more longs than shorts. Spot, aggregated spot was also good, 2 times more longs than shorts, so very decent ratios. Aggregation on perpetuals is more neutral. Was skewed to the upside, I mean to the buy side, but nothing crazy. This helped our weekend, but we can see already first sell side on this time from Coinbase was showing up. So first band showed up, and you are taking profit, you are scaling out. So that's more locally. We don't have stronger bands to work with. Delta, I think this is also playing out. Look at that. So the blue line is open interest. We can see the main push to the upside was happening with heavy open interest increase. And there were some shorts as well. Yes, you can identify it with these tools pretty fast. Shorts, open interest is increasing. For example, here you've got a lot of shorts because selling delta is negative, open interest is increasing. Open interest, yeah, a lot of shorts over here as well. Yeah, look at the delta over 1 billion. And now we see open interest is declining. So those shorts from higher are taking profit and they are pushing us to the upside. So this upside you cannot consider as very powerful because this is just shorts covering. There's not much fresh new demand. We can have a look on spot market after, but just from leverage, that's what is happening. Short squeeze. Liquidations. Okay, shorts are getting hurt a bit. 12 million, nothing crazy, but enough for the local setup. Long side was destroyed here with 65 million. That was huge. Open interest, yes, is declining. Like as I was showing you the post, like main goal of this summer for me, like to reset market, would be open interest decline into this point or into this point. So because if you zoom out, the push from 77,000 was very healthy. Like open interest was going up, sideways, down, sideways, but the most leverage entered here is from this point. So I would like to, that's my wish. I don't get, maybe it's not gonna be fulfilled, but I would like to see full reset of the open interest during summer, and then we can like position into long term, like into the last quarter, because last quarter is strongest quarter for Bitcoin historically. And Bitcoin historically makes all of their like the most gains in 20 or 30 days. So, and yeah, it often is in that quarter. So we will see how this plays out. CVD. So what is happening on CVD? Yeah, but you see, we don't need this Bitfinex, but you see spot like Binance. This is 30-minute time frame. Let's go a bit deeper. 10-minute time frame. Coinbase is going sideways or selling, and Binance is going down or sideways. So yeah, mainly this push is coming from leverage. So this is not that strong push, sadly. And but one thing you can notice, even as these spot markets are selling, yeah, continuous selling down, we went from how much? So from 240 million was sold since weekend on the spot, and we actually managed to go up and in small trend. So it's showing you, seller was saying he's buying, so it's very likely some entities are just absorbing people during summer. So yeah, like it's very interesting. You need to be aware of this bull CVD or bear CVD, so you don't fight it as these people did. What else we need? Spot delta top borders. No, we don't need this one. Aggregation visual, no. Alts we don't need. Basic walls, yes. Let's have a look. Let's have a look on Tradinglite. So yeah, you need Tradinglite together with the TRDR, so you see exactly what's the value of the walls. Future area of interest for today. Now, heavy sell walls. 300, 1000 bitcoins or 1000 bitcoin. That's a lot. Another areas, 109k. Buyers are, who knows? Maybe they hide they have hidden their orders and they still can be here. So you need to be aware of that. Future area of interest. Someone was placing a lot of orders here as well. 98k, 97 on the leverage. And now let's go back into the TRDR. So this is mainly Binance. You see how we are trading. I was showing you at the beginning of the week the box. What we are doing, we are trading in the box. This is how Bitcoin can range here the most freely. It doesn't need much volume. That's what they are leaving to it. Fresh buyers here. And 100k is getting defended, the 98k on Binance. So all you need to know, and you still see sell side is pretty strong the further you push to the upside. Funding rate, I expect, yeah, it's going sideways, so it's healthy. Swing trading. Ooh. Okay, this is still increasing. This is pretty bullish, like for the high time frame. The lower you go. Aggregation spot, how much? Yeah, so spot buyers are actually increasing. Even as we were pushing, the spot buyers are increasing. So you see new spot buy walls are added below the price, which should stabilize us on the pullback and hold us in the range. You will see that in Kiyotaka very likely, because we can see aggregated order books here. Oh yes, so you see another wall, another buy wall. The smaller walls are getting added as well. Yeah, that's what we are seeing there. A lot of buyers on spot are also like further away from price, below 97, 97, 95, and then massive sell side above 120k. These bands are very very wide. We've got so the only way how we will be using RSI without delay, because the RSI is delayed on TradingView on other things, but there is not much delay here on open interest. This is really cool. Yeah, this is mainly for our traders. I'll be explaining them that in a swing trade course as well. Yeah, but we've got also the beautiful signal here to go long. This is based on when you have overbought condition and oversold condition on open interest. So it's literally showing you the maximum pain in the market, what direction. This is extremely precise. So we have top perpetual orders. This is another resistance area you can watch. 108, 109 to 110, 108, 109 to 109, 500. Yeah, that's what you watch. And then you've got something here. But spot markets will be more important. So let's go to spot map. Yeah. Yeah, we can see like all of spot market. Spot market is literally holding us like this is brute force holding, and sell side is still much further away. 110,000 and then above all-time highs is still going to be very likely resistance. 115,000 I expect we're gonna be big resistance for Bitcoin in next all-time high push, because it's also option barrier, and then 120k. Make your notes. Big wolves. Yeah, it's showing you where the whale orders are. 100k defended, and then 98k above. You can see that as well. And CVD we don't need to go over. We went over that. So cool. So that's it from Orderflow. TRDR very useful. Let's have a look on my final post I wanted to do, and that's it. Going summer trading. This was posted back in the 14th of May. This is the statistics I was showing you. So in June, July, and August, Bitcoin on average makes 0.35%, like average, and median is like 0.49. So June is extremely choppy for Bitcoin. We already see that like past few days just range. So just be aware of that. And it doesn't mean like it don't have volatility, but it round trips. So you see you've got 6% gain, 11% gain here, 37, but it often returns to the point where it started. So this is round trips. Yeah, so that's what you need to be aware. July tends to be positive month, tends to be 0.8%, so it tends to be, we will see how it's gonna be this summer. And in August you tend to give up the July gains. Yeah, so be just careful. If you see some nice big fat gains on Bitcoin, take profit whatever position you are in these 2 months, and then the main juice is coming very likely October, November, December. Yeah, it will depend on the macro anyway. But in 14th of April, I was already preparing our traders. New range can be happening during summer. So 110k down to 90k. And I don't care, Bitcoin did $2,000 move above like this. This is extremely, still this is volatile asset. So yeah, it just fits what I wrote here. Volatility. Oh yeah, this is, I'm doing this sometimes, this post. Because some people, it was hard trading for them in this area, but you know, we are now in this green area and also this area, and you can see volatility index is now high, and you see that also on daily basis. You get much better moves for your trades because the volume here was not transacted as much. So look at that. Yeah, so we are building new volumes, and in the process you need to have higher volatility as well, because market participants do not agree on price. So while we are in this zone, very good for us. The blue zone is less volatile because so much volume was transacted in before, and then more volatility is coming again here, especially like here 80k, 72. So that's cool. We are doing that. And now final post, in the future I will be doing, like in the swing course, I want to include the on-chain metrics to watch. But the MRVR is pretty cool on Bitcoin. You can watch this for long term, when to shave off your profits and when to go long. It's basically showing you capitulations. So capitulation here, highs. Right now at around number 3, we are finding high time frame tops on Bitcoin. Even on 112k, we found again it was kissed, rejected. Again here, overvalued, rejected. Same here, but in the future, if we start pushing beyond 120k, 130k, or even further, and this will be approaching red line and even further, you need to be really careful because market can get overheated. So we will be watching this in the future, okay, for as a top signal. Same like here. And now Ethereum. Now Ethereum, very different story. You see Ethereum is extremely bad performing asset. Doesn't matter, it bounces 20, 30, 40%. I will not be having it in my own portfolio. Maybe it's gonna hurt me in the future, I don't know. Like, it cannot hurt me anyway because I'm just invested in more safer things as Bitcoin, yeah. But Ethereum, it's just going sideways for years. Do you want to have asset like that? But anyway, for traders, for swing traders, the MRVR, we went into the capitulation mode last time. We went into 104. So world was in fear, and 400 was 1400 was nice bottom. Again, capitulation, very similar capitulation to collapse of the FTX and bear market lows in 2022. So very interesting metric. From this metric, Ethereum is like, it was very cheap down here. And again, if you see overperformance on Ethereum in the future, which maybe we get, maybe we don't, just watch these, just watch the red line and see number 6 might help you in the future. All right, traders. So really thank you for watching. I will be working all June on the swing course. It's going really well. Many people don't have time for trading, so they will utilize this really good. And again, it's gonna be life-changing for a lot of people because you can simplify trading, and TRDR is core for this swing course with new templates, and yeah, easy trading. Thank you for watching, traders. If you like the video, just give it a like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Have a good summer. I will try to be releasing more videos again, like once a week at least. Thank you for watching, traders. Bye.